Hey, what's up everyone? Thanks for checking out the video. Southside Braves here. And today for you got week 4 of my YCL Wi-Fi weekly update video. Haven't done one of these since week 1, but I am back this week. This is post week 4. I had a couple weeks where I didn't do one. I was on vacation and some other things. But I am back with this video. If you haven't checked out the last one, the way this works is I'm going to break down my battle from last week, look what happened, what went right, what went wrong. Take a look at the standings, any transaction my teams have made in the meantime, and look ahead to my week 5 opponent. So yeah, that's how this is going to work. I'm just going to jump right on into it. Let's look at last week's battle. So as you can see, I went up against the Delaware Dittos. They were 3-0 at the time, undefeated. And as you can see by the score at the bottom, they remain that way after beating me pretty easily. One of my worst showings of the season so far. MVP, I gave it to Metacham. Been a mon that's actually performed above what I expected it to this season. Been probably my best overall mon. And like I said, got a lot of use out of it when I really didn't think I would. LVP this week, I am giving to Kangaskhan. I thought Kangaskhan might have a decent game, and unfortunately had to switch in against a Slowking, and immediately got burned from a Scald, and then at that point pretty much became useless to me. So it was unfortunate for Kangaskhan, but that's why he's getting the LVP there. So let's take a look at how the match went. So first off here, something that's gone right for me in multiple leagues, and even when I'm performing poorly, I've done fairly well, and that's the lead. I lead my Mew against his, Jirachi here. I think about going for the U-turn. I end up Drain Punching, thinking if he's faster, he'll hit me first, I'll get my health back. Or if he switches, Drain Punch does decent to a good chunk of his team. So he does switch here. And by a good chunk, I mean maybe half. But he does go Crota, which I thought would be the switch-in if he was expecting a sidekick. So I do get this right here, and we'll see exactly how much this Drain Punch does. MU takes a huge chunk out of one of his biggest threats right off the bat, and T-Tar loses 80% of his health. So good first play, and like I said, matches have started off well for me, and then I just haven't been able to keep it going throughout. So once again, good first turn, and yeah. Moving on from there, we'll go to our second clip. And the second clip here, you see I am a choice banded Metacham in front of a Slowking. I am banded into Drain Punch, unfortunately. So I cannot switch to Thunder Punch. So I'm looking for a switch in. I think Kangaskhan's my best option in that I do have Shadow Claw for this thing. I'm just hoping, I know Scald's an option. I'm just really hoping I don't take a Scald burn. And as I've already said, so you'll see it come in here. I do take the Scald. It does burn my Kangaskhan, and from this point on, Kangaskhan is pretty much useless to me. I just let it eventually die here. And yeah, that's my first loss of the battle, and really rendered, like I said, Kangaskhan completely useless to me. And that was unfortunate. I was hoping to get something done with Kangaskhan. Moving on from there, our next clip here is Hariyama is in against Metacham. I go for the Drain Punch, Choice Banded Drain Punch. He does switch into Slowking. We'll see this rotation a few times. And unfortunately, I do not get it correct and predict the Thunder Punch until the third time around. So him getting the switch in right the first 2 times really just kept him with the momentum. And I kept having to take damage on things when he really wasn't taking all that much with the Regenerator on Slowking. So I had to guess right on one of them, and unfortunately it took me 3 tries to do so. Moving on from there, our fourth clip. Once again, this is the third time around in this rotation I just mentioned. So again, the battle's been going on for a little bit now. He does make the same rotation, and eventually I do predict it. Again, took 3 tries. Go for the Thunder Punch, and he had the berry on there anyways. So I really needed to predict it earlier to get rid of that berry. It took me way too long to play aggressive and go for the Thunder Punch. Yeah, and you'll see even here when I go for it a second time, he obviously has an easy switch into it. At this point, he has to know I'm banded as well. So he switches in Garchomp 100% safely. And yeah, Thunder Punch obviously does nothing. Moving on to clip number 5 here. When that Garchomp comes in, I end up getting Swampert in after losing Meganium to it. Lose Meganium to the Garchomp, get Swampert in here. I do have the Blizzard specifically for this reason. So we'll see the Outrage. I do live it. He is confused at this point. That was, I believe, his 3rd turn of Outrage. He used 2 of them on Meganium, I think. And then we hit the Blizzard. Big hit here by Swampert. to take down the Garchomp. Really glad Swampert landed the Blizzard for the second time this season in a big spot for me. So, big kill there by Swampert to pick up my first kill of the match. Moving on to clip number 6 here. What do we got going on here? So we have Lucario in against Hariyama. Okay, so this is where this is late game here. I need Lucario specifically for Togekiss. And unfortunately, I played too aggressively here with Lucario against Hariyama. I think he's going to go for the knockoffs. In my head, I'm predicting he's going to switch. He's predicting I'm going to switch into Mew. He's going to click knockoff to deal with Mew. He doesn't. He makes a straight up play and goes for the close combat. Unfortunately, I lose Lucario, who I absolutely needed at this point of the battle. I had to go Mew here if I wanted any chance. Switch Mew in here on the close combat. I can go for Psychic afterwards. T-Tar was dead, so he didn't have any immunities to the Psychic. So that was the play I should have made, and unfortunately I did not. So yeah, that was, in my opinion, where I fully lost the match right there. It wasn't going my way, and I'm not saying I would have won if I made the right play there. But for me to have any chance, I had to switch Mew in there on the close combat. Unfortunately, I let Lucario go down, and like I said, that sealed my fate. And we'll see one more clip here just for the heck of it. This is exactly how my fate was sealed. We'll see Togekiss here clean up the game at the end. Dazzling Gleam, my Medicham. I'm not exactly sure why I didn't Bullet Punch just for some damage, but it wouldn't have mattered. I think I just went for, I don't know what I even went for. Thunder Punch maybe, just do a little bit more damage, but at this point it didn't matter. Ice Beam wasn't going to kill even with the help from Bullet Punch, I don't think. I do live one here, go for the Ice Beam. Like I said, it does not kill. Maybe a Bullet Punch would have, but even then he has Monsoon come in and revenge kill Mew. So this thing was over at this point. We'll see Togekiss get these last 2 kills, and this is where I pick up the 4-0 loss. Should have Bullet Punched with Medicham again, maybe get the kill with Ice Beam. And maybe make it a 3-0, possibly. But either way, I do pick up this 4-0 loss to the Delaware Dittos. They go to 4-0. I go to 1-3. It's not the start to the season we've looked for, but again, you learn from tough losses. Hopefully, I can break this down and play better in the following weeks. So again, this one was disappointing. Poor performance on my part. Multiple misplays that, if I make the right decisions, this is a heck of a lot closer. His team is a very tough matchup for me, so I don't know if any way I actually win this match, but it definitely didn't need to be a 4-0. I could have played a lot better than I did. Fortunately, that happens sometimes. So, moving on from that, let's take a look at the standings. This is for my division as we sit at the moment. You can see there is one match yet to be played from week 4 between the Empoleons, or the Emperors, and the Slowpokes. And then one match has already been played for week 5. The Bulky Dragons picking up the win against the Team Tempest. So you do see me sitting there at 8. I am currently in the playoffs somehow at 1-3. But we need to start picking up some wins and moving up this ranking a little bit. Not happy with where I'm at the moment. This is the current standings of my division. Moving on, our first transaction of the season. I have not seen a moment to bring Rampardos yet. 4 weeks in, he has not seen any playtime. So I decided to make a change. Some of the mons that have really caused me problems have been Togekiss, Slowbro, and I remember the other one. Skarmory, maybe? I don't remember. One of my early losses. I saw all were weak to electric, so I wanted to go get a better electric mon. Or maybe not better, but another electric mon. I do have Rotom, but I wanted to get a real fast one. I went and got Electrode. Maybe he can find some niche with my team somewhere. Again, Rampardos hasn't done anything. I haven't even brought him yet. So if this doesn't work out, it's not like I risked anything to go get Electrode. But maybe I find an opportunity to use him and I can get some work done with Electrode instead of Rampardos. So this is the first transaction for the season, and the reason I made it. Like I said, Electrotype would have dealt with a lot of Pokemon that have caused me problems. So that's the idea. Hopefully it works. Next up, look at my Week 5 opponent. We are playing Manny v. Shadow. Manny vs. Shadow. One of my favorite guys to go up against. He is the coach of the Stark Mountain Giratinas. Again, he's been away from Pokemon draft leagues for a little while. He has some personal issues. He is back, and I'm super excited for my first rematch against him. I'm going to be playing him in multiple leagues. But I do believe this is my first time going back up against him since he's returned. So super excited for it. You can see here, he is not having the season he's looking for either. He's currently in 11th, same record as me. What, 3 worse differential? Am I -6? I think I said. So we're a very similar boat here. You can see some of his mons here. His kill leader right now is Scizor. Very strong mon. Obviously, have to prep for that. For alligators, even at 3 and 3. He's brought Cresselia every single match. He's actually brought Glaceon all 4 weeks as well. So that's a lower tier mon that I need to expect to see. Hasn't gotten a kill. It's 0 and 3, so maybe he won't bring it again, but he has brought it every single week. Have not seen Mantine, Probopass, or Absol yet. He's only brought it Battleon twice. That's a little surprising to me. I expect to see that mon, but if we don't, so be it. The one I need to make sure I prep for, because I've lost to it in other leagues now, is Cresselia. I have to make sure that doesn't completely wall me. It is 0 and 4, so it's not like it's done a ton of work for him, but I can't let this be the week that Cresselia gets on track. The Cresselia, Skarmory for Alligator, Powdon, and Glaceon are kind of top 6 maybe that I need to make sure I prep for, along with obviously all of them. He's brought you in Mega twice. Jolteon can be very scary if you don't actually plan for it. Super fast. Electric types can always do some work. That's kind of the thought process why I got Electrode. Jolteon's way better than Electrode is. So make sure I don't get destroyed by that. Arcanine's always a scary mon as well. I'm going to be honest, I don't know much about Probopass, but I'll make sure I look him up before we go into this match. Excuse me. And then I don't know a ton about Absol either. Absol's always a cool mon, but I know a little bit more about Absol than I do Probopass. But like I said, this is the team. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail about what I'm planning to do against it, because again, my opponent can watch this before we actually battle. So, but yeah, this is who I'm going up against in week 5, and I'm excited for that match. So make sure you check that out when it comes out. All that being said, again, that's where I currently sit. I'm in 8th, 1 and 3 with a -6 differential. Again, I wanted to highlight a mon here at the end of each of these. This week I'm going to highlight Medicham. Not because I want to see more out of it like I did last time with Rotom Heat. I'm putting Medicham here because he's legitimately kind of carried my team at points. I know I'm only 1 and 3, so I'm not very successful, but I don't want to see where I'd be at without Medicham, actually. So super surprised by this mon. Super happy to have it on the team and how much work it's done for me early season. I think it's even in the top 10 in kills. I think it has like 6 kills. So super happy to see Medicham putting in work, and hopefully he can continue to do so for my team. And yeah, all that being said, that's going to be the end of the video here. Hopefully you guys do check out the week 5 battle coming up. If you haven't seen the week 4 one, go back, check that out. And yeah, feel free to check out some of my other videos too. I'd really appreciate it if you guys do. If you enjoyed this, do please like and subscribe. Really much appreciate it when you do that as well. And comment what you think about the team, how the match went, or anything about my upcoming matches. Really anything about the team in general, I'd love to hear. So yeah, hope you guys did enjoy. Hope you all have a good day and a good night. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys.